Welcome to the Sold Out podcast with the whole gang. We got Nonzus Magnus, Jeremie, Fortune, Eric, Michael, Jack. I suppose you want to like introduce yourself, Nonzus.
I am Nonzus Magnus. I'm an Irish K-pop singer from Dublin.
That's why one of the things I wanted to ask you about straight away was like, what's the influence of the Japanese stuff?
Oh, I've always just loved like Asian culture. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just the aesthetic.
Yeah, and I've always been a big fan of like K-pop too.
Yeah.
Especially a big band like RG Dragon and Taeyang and all them.
Yeah.
So like it was definitely been like, and just anime, and like I watched like Korean anime, Japanese anime.
Yeah.
And like I love the aesthetic. I get a lot of inspiration from it. If you ever watch like my music video on Nuketown, it was definitely inspired by anime with the
exactly. Yeah.
Shit, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I was only since I started following your Twitter and stuff. I saw you tweeting about like Longitude, and you were like you wanted to recreate the Madara Uchiha versus the Shinobi Alliance type shit. You know?
Yeah, that's the move for. Hope next year I would like I just imagine like main stage. I would like it'd be in a positive.
Are you Madara in this situation?
I would be Madara, except I'm not going around like just slicing everybody, but like I'm starting a war.
Yeah,
like that whole crowd, I'm starting a war, like type shit. Yeah.
Nah, I like that energy though. How did you find Longitude?
Oh, it was wild. It was dope. I was surprised because like literally I was with Michael and Jack and like two of our other one of our other boys step out the car. Oh shit, it's Nonzus Magnus. I was like, what the fuck? No, that's the first time I ever experienced that shit. So like, it was dope. And then like we went there, we got in through. Shout out security, you guys are cool.
That's it. Who are some of your favorite acts on it? So who'd you see?
Princess Naki. She's kind of nice, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we seen Post Malone was actually pretty dope. He was really good live. And then Migos.
I thought Migos didn't really do a great performance though.
Yeah, they were lacking
Man, like Quavo had like his hand in his pocket the whole time, like even for like Bad and Bougie or something. Like, come on, like you see the way Travis came out and like he was ripping stuff off and tearing it up.
Man,
you know
I seen. I didn't go on the. That was the Saturday. I didn't go on the Saturday, but I just seen like a video. The dude ran up and kicked the mic. I was like,
did you guys see like the guy who was trying to like climb over the barrier? Or no, he was just moshing and he like made him climb over the barrier, catch his breath, and then put him back in.
Oh word!
But he stopped the show like 2 or 3 times for this dude. Like,
damn.
That's why, and he was complaining. He kept saying like stuff like, you know, where's my echo, or like, where turn the lights on or turn the lights off and stuff like. Yeah, they were fucking up his set. Like, it was pretty funny. That. Have you ever had that happen?
Oh, Chris Cobbs. Yo, shout out Chris Cobbs. But we did a show last year. It was for his festival at the Soundfest.
No, is it?
Was it not Soundfest?
No, it's
Soundhouse.
Yeah, Soundhouse. Yeah.
And like it was a good bunch of us. We obviously D15, so we rolled in squad D.
Yeah.
But like, we had mic check and stuff prior to that. But then towards like later on, I remember there was one situation like we were just like we're hoping there'd be like wireless mics or something, but like they kind of finessed it for themselves. So shout out them guys. But like just little stuff like reverb and stuff like that. It's like I don't know, it helps build the atmosphere, I guess. But like I mean, we're still gonna shut it down regardless. So it's like it's not a complete.
We did shut it down.
We did shut it down.
It's a good show, like
you could tell the energy. People were like absolutely vibing.
Eric was going crazy.
Really, like front row type shit. Like
yeah, bring that energy.
I remember I was like, it was like I was like I go to it was Giovanni who was DJ. I was like, yo Giovanni, trying to call commission. I just hear him fuck. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. I was like, all right, cool.
That's insane. When was that?
This was August.
Yeah, it was
August.
August.
This was the first week of August last year.
Yeah, 2017.
So like a year ago.
Yeah.
So that was before Rage and Chill.
Way before.
So like I suppose like when did you first start then? Like, you know, started rapping and stuff.
Oh, wow. It's actually it goes even deeper because like around I'm from Blanche, innit? So like like
Millennium Park, one of the tracks.
Exactly. I'll shout out my skaters.
Yeah.
But like what's it called? We like it's kind of like it's been a rough area type shit, especially like back then when we were younger. And it was just the type of thing we definitely like were big into GTA and 50 Cent and all that stuff. So like we kind of adopted that.
Just grew up on that. Like,
you feel me? Yeah. And it was to the point where, like, you know, we're young. I think I was about like 11, and it was me and a bunch of my friends, like Evo Jr. and stuff like that. We had this little, you know, city group, and like they called me Big N.
So is that where the name came from then? Like, where Nonzus
I've always been called something big because I used to be bigger, but at the same time I'm really tall. I'm like 6'3", 6'4", something. Like, it probably doesn't show my pictures, but I'm tall. But like, since then, like, that's when I guess we first started with shit, though. Yeah. But then as time went on, like, I've always loved music. And then I remember, like, I think, was it 2016? It was 2016, actually. Me and Michael, me and him were in our boy Abidemi's house. And, like, we just, like, be chilling. And we, like, eventually one day we put on, what's it called? Just, you know, type beats.
Yeah. Just started messing around.
And we're just freestyling and stuff. He was way better than me. But like, I got into it, and then like, I think what was that? What year was that?
That was definitely 2016.
2016. Yeah. But before I been producing, but I never rapped. I was just
like Fruity Loops type shit or
Microsoft Paint. So like, yeah, shout XLB Smoky Sweets. He was actually I was a bit of a loner type shit. So like, I would just chill a lot at home with dancing or art or whatever. And eventually, and obviously the internet. And one thing I always used to go on was Omegle. But every time I went on Omegle, I would meet someone that does something, like an actor or a producer or something.
I mean, I'm gonna say I went on Omegle. I never found anything apart from penises. So that's like amazing.
You gotta scroll through to like 200 gigs to get to somebody. But like, it's cool.
Literally,
you just kind of close your eyes and sometimes it's alright. But like, yeah, he like, we just vibed, me and Sweets, and then he was just like, he added me on Facebook, and then one day he's just like, yo, Nonzo, you're gonna produce. I was just like, what the heck? I was scared, like, because I didn't understand the concept of, you know what I mean, just doing
it for someone else, even like
just making beats in general. He's like, you're gonna make a beat. I was like, it wasn't like a option. He's like, you're gonna make a beat, and things like, he was based all the way in like I think California. But like, he's just like, we just had such a good connection, like, and trust too, because like, we use this one software where you can basically control someone else's laptop or whatever from a different region.
Shit.
So I like
that is trust.
Exactly. In fact, but like, he really like kind of showed me the ropes and things. Like, he was definitely like really underground and stuff. So I guess that's where, like, you see, like, if you listen to my stuff, it's slightly dark, some parts, but it's also like really choppy and it's just different.
I mean, your stuff goes all over the place. Like, when I was listening to like Karu is kind of like one of my favorite songs. Just like how it transitions all over the place on that shoot. Like, it's I actually love that song still, because it's kind of like, it's definitely inspired, not more so from like the whole like underground like rap and stuff like that, but house and stuff. Because for one, like, being Irish, I just kind of realized like, we have a natural ear for house. Because up until like, I think, was it 2017, 2016, people were only like playing house in clubs, and you know what I mean, or they barely knew any rappers.
You'd go to like, I'd been to multiple events, and all you'd hear throughout the entire night would be house, and it wasn't until about like late 2016, early 2017 where you got a lot more people asking for different sounds, whether it be hip hop, whether it be Afrobeat, whether it be just dancehall. And when Drake came out with the kind of like Controller, and
that kind of kicked it off.
That kind of kicked it off really as well. But like, house was like a deep part of Irish culture.
It's true. Like,
I feel like it was like, obviously with having so much like ethnicities and stuff here, it really built for that merge, like Afrobeats, whether it's Wizkid or Drake, and you know what I mean, that whole vibe and rapping.
It made the transition seem a lot
so it's kind of similar
easier
to you as well then.
But like,
so when did you meet everyone here behind you? Or like, what's the like?
I've known Jeremie and Fortune since we were kids. Like, I've known Fortune because he's like family, like his family friend, and I've known Jeremie since we were younger, way back in the days in like Ongar and stuff. Michael, I've known you since time as well. It was around like, I think like 2013, 2014. I met Eric as well, like, because I was an Instagram kid. We were a bunch of Instagram kids and stuff, skating in Millennium Park. So like, we don't like, I always followed him, but I only met him like, I think it was like a year after. I just read it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. I didn't go by Nonzus Magnus by then, but like, and I met Jack like, I think 2015, 2016. 2015, yeah,
that's crazy. Like, because you were just talking about, you just came back from Paris together and shit, like tour Fashion Week and all. So how did that go?
What happens in Paris stays.
Can't talk about that. No, that's fair, man. And like, talk to me about like some of your plans for the future. You know, like,
sorry, 1 second.
No, I'll
take off the do rag, man.
We have to add some sound effects into that.
What were you saying?
Just what's next from like Nonzus Magnus? You know?
Oh, so much. Like the thing is, I have not like really until recently, cause last year he was recording like a lot of my stuff for me. I was just we would just get like a lot of like beats online and stuff. The first song I ever put out was Nuketown, but that was by me. That was produced by me. But after that, I was kind of always just like other stuff, other people's like beats and stuff. So like when I started producing, it gave me that leeway to like I guess just expand even more.
Kind of create the track how you want.
Yeah. So like I haven't started writing, like literally asking, like we always just like freestyle. Like whenever I go into the studio or any track, I'll freestyle. Like every single track I've put out, I'll freestyle it. Yeah. But like eventually I'll start writing and stuff and all that. And just like right now too, I'm also just kind of homing in on the producing, working on my skill and craft and all that stuff as well. Yeah. But like definitely big things. Yeah. Like I have not even touched like 5% of what I can do. Yeah. But
we're still on the way there. We're still on the way, and plus like we've got quite a couple of things. Well, I've got quite a couple of things in mind.
Do you want to talk about some of your stuff as well?
We'll go ahead. Literally this year's been pretty chill and mellow for me most of the time, like because obviously you went through some family issues, traumatic issues. Really, you know what I mean? Lost my elder brother, so it kind of pushed me into the back of the whole scene and everything. But even then, like I literally only recently started making contact back with the old people that I was in talks with. Like it was actually
probably brought you closer to people. Like.
Yeah, it was his performance at Cleavage, because he buzzed me when he was doing Cleavage Club a while ago, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I've got this song here. I liked your vibe on the other track that you did with another rapper we work with called Young Flipper." And he was like, "Bro, I like that vibe, that energy that you bring. It got the crowd going crazy, and I want you on it." So like he came to my place. And like Nonzus records how he wants to record. So you can imagine the shock when my dad came back home, opened the door, and like just see Nonzus topless
no way
in the living room on my Mac there.
I gotta get comfortable.
But no, so it was like he played me the beat, and I was like, okay, this I don't know if you've heard it. 2020 Vision.
2020 Vision.
No,
like it's probably on. It's not released yet, but it's probably on a clip somewhere. Someone has it archived somewhere on their Snapchat. But
because you do that sometimes, like with the War Dogs. Recently, you like put it up and put it down.
It's just because the one with that though, that was like obviously I have a lot of stuff recorded and stuff. We just performed that one because I knew go well with the vibe. But like with Watch Dogs, it's just like some stuff I know like since time ago, even on like my first and second EP, it was like I'll put out stuff, but like sometimes I might just not be feeling it anymore. I just like delete it, or it could just be a test. So it's like if you want to hear it, I put it out because like obviously I want people to hear stuff. But if you know what I mean, it's like it's quick, you just get it, just download it.
I get you.
Some of the times you actually like a lot of people would hit us up for like certain songs that they've heard at
the live show,
or the live show, and they're like, "Yo, when's it coming out?" Or can I get a copy of it? You know what I mean? Obviously, then that comes with contracts, and you're like just sign there, so you don't share with anybody. But no, so like when we did the show. Crazy, caused the mosh pit. Like I tried to dip my foot into the mosh pit, and I was like, nah, I like my life the way it is. And he shut it down completely. But I met quite a couple of people there as well that I was in talks with before. I don't know if you know the likes of Solomon. He runs Dear Fuck TV. So a lot of new channels and all that have been cropping up. A lot of good people, and just from then on we got talking. And the idea came to me to kind of like build my own studio. You know what I mean? I have a studio that I use over in Ongar in Blanche. Our ends. I have a home studio as well, but I thought the best kind of place to go would be to build one in town where everybody has access to it. And you can go late night sessions without caring. You know what I mean? And like that's one of our plans, anyways. And the second plan is to kind of like build a full-on team that we can provide the entire experience for someone. Say like you come to us with just an idea of what you want in your head,
and you can see it start to finish.
Yeah, we can go from start to finish. We'll have songwriters, we'll have producers, we'll have and even videos, we'll have promotions and everything for you there. So it's just one of those ideas that we're kind of like plotting. We're just kind of scheming. We're thinking, okay, what's gonna stop us there? What do we need to have ready? All of these kind of things. So it's like obviously when the idea first came about, we didn't really know the full scope of what we were thinking of how to go about doing it. But then I got to talking with several people that have studios and several people that that kind of specialize in these terms in these kind of things, and you get to the bottom of it and you're like, okay, so there's a lot more to it than I originally thought. It's not
just
simple.
It's not just setting up the mic.
It's not simple as setting up the mic. You get your equipment there and you just put it there and you're ready to go. No, you got to think about the soundproofing. You got to think about, ensuring the assets as well in case anything goes wrong. You know what I mean? You got to think, the place where you're getting. You got to think electricity and all of these kind of things. There's a lot more to it than that. But
it's all for like you said,
it's
like
all
our
for,
ends too, and just in general, because we've had people come out from outside and like Dublin too and stuff. But just like, because if you see, like, I get a lot of people like hit me up with their work and stuff. And like, honestly, I could say my favorite artists haven't even put out music yet. You know what I mean? So
just
like,
a video with snippets.
Exactly.
Not even just snippets. Like I had one artist send me a full on, like 2 full on tracks, and like I listened to them and I was like, oh my god. This is like harder than at least 50% of what I've had done already.
It's just having that local platform for people.
Do you know what I mean? Like I want to kind of get that scene where that kind of thing where we can provide help for everybody. Like I know people outside of Ireland, outside of Dublin as well, that would be like, yo, can I come to the studio? And the location is what kills them, because if you coming from like say Limerick, you're gonna go from Limerick to
all the way up.
Dublin city centre. That's where you're first off. And if I'm in Blanche, you're gonna have to get another bus all the way to Blanche.
So you're trying to find somewhere in town?
I want somewhere in town where it's like centralized. Someone can just hop off the bus like down on O'Connell Street and it's literally like a 10-15 minute walk and back. You hit the studio, you're there, and we're there for a long time. You know what I mean? And we can do everything that you want to do there.
I get you.
So like we've a lot of things in motion. Like I'm hopeful this month as well. I think I'm down for Electric Picnic.
Oh, happy days.
I was down for that last year, and I did that last year, and it's like it's crazy. It's like, that's what I was telling him when he went to go do Longitude. I was like, yo, make sure you chronologize everything. Like, you make sure that every step of the way from the trip there to like even getting there, you know what I mean, the meeting with different people and fans, and even being backstage with different artists, you know what I mean. Make sure you take snaps, you know, Instagram and all that, because it gives like a lot of producers will be on the lookout when major, events like that happen. You know what I mean? They'll literally just look up #Longitude.
And just kind of see who's moving.
They'll just kind of see who's moving about. Who's just uploading pictures of them at Longitude with their friends, and who's uploading pictures of them being backstage with different artists. You know what I mean? Like
doing bits.
Oh, definitely. Like last year on my Snapchat, I went backstage with Section Boys.
Section Boys before Tyler.
I went backstage. I was backstage with Section Boys, and like, it was like such a surreal experience for me. I was like, oh my god, I'm backstage with Section Boys. This is mad.
How'd you finesse that?
I was like, because I was performing, so when you're performing, you get a different ticket to everybody else. Your ticket allows you to go backstage with different artists.
Fucked up. Because like I had the ticket for back home, but like I think because when it was me, Jack, and Michael, it was for we asked that later, but like Longitude this year. Like I didn't realize like, oh, there was an artist entrance, so we ended up going shit. Like he just went and did right.
Like you get your artist band, and it's like you're allowed to go backstage with them. And so I went backstage. I actually got pulled in by somebody else. It was Sam Ojo. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sam Ojo. He knew it, so like he pulled me backstage, and we're backstage there. And when you're talking to them, they're just kind of like, because they see the band, they're thinking like, oh, this is another artist, you know what I mean? I might not have heard of him, but clearly he's doing something right to be here. And they chat to you like you're just a normal person.
That's crazy.
And then you're there thinking, oh my god, I'm
you're freaking out
myself here. But that went up onto my Snapchat, and like straight away, even on my Instagram, I went from having like, because I never really cared much about Instagram before that, and I hadn't realized the kind of like influence it has on, a lot of people that listen to your music and stuff. I went from having like, I think like 300 followers to like 600 within the space of a month of doing Electric Picnic, of just having that #Electric Picnic and having a picture of myself on stage. And it was like all of a sudden producers would hit me up. I'd get this one here, it's like, yo bro, I listen, and it actually like, it got to the point where it forced me to drop a project as quickly as I could, because I didn't have many songs out. I had like at least 3 or 4 songs out, and I was like, wait, I can't keep like this. I need to drop more so that these people that are hitting me up can go and have a look at it. I dropped like a 10 songs. How long did it take? It took me a week.
No way.
I did 10 songs in a week. And I like literally the last song was because I had this guy come in and he was like meant to record a song. He was like, don't worry man, it's a quick song. I was like, okay, no worries, we'll record it. And he flopped so many times to record that single song.
Ask him. I'm so shit when it comes to recording.
It took him so long to record it. I had 30 minutes to mix and master a song that was meant to be released the next day.
Because it's like midnight, like
this was like 11, a late night session. I was like, okay, let's do this. I managed to get it done. then we released it. I released it like 2 days afterwards because I didn't get time to release it on the Saturday. And then once I dropped that, literally my phone went crazy from like different producers and all. It's just like, yo, I heard your stuff, bro, it's banging. Here's 3 free beats and whatnot. You know what I mean? Tell me if you like them, if you want to change them, what kind of beats you're into, what kind of this and that. And it's just like,
it's all about networking. Like I feel like that cosign of a festival just at least like, kind of gives you that.
It literally opens up doors. So many crazy doors. I think like from last year, like before last year, I used to spend like a lot more in terms of like purchasing beats and all, and then that kind of like literally went from up sky high to drop. Like nowadays, it's like if you want, like I'd only purchase a beat from like one of the biggest beat makers out there. I'd be like, okay, yeah, let me go purchase that beat because that beat's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
He goes through like one thing I have to say, like his beat selection is really good because like. He goes through bare.
I spend about 2 hours
just listening to beats.
2 hours on YouTube, and it's just like sometimes I get tired of type beats, and you're like, forget type beats. Let me go for something somebody else hasn't heard of.
Crazy.
You know
I find that with some of the stuff on Rage and Chill, it's just I thought that is that like custom produced for you or like
I produced like basically Rage and Chill is like
it's all
an embodiment of myself or how I was within that period of time I produced it. So like I had started producing it in December. Yeah, and then I think I finished eventually around. I've forgotten when I released it.
But you finished it. I remember it was the week before we went. What's it? Before Cleavage.
Word. Okay.
The week before Cleavage.
Yeah.
That's
So
when
like
you finished
June, like mid-June, I dropped it. So like everything. So the whole concept was like, just obviously because like a lot of me, my bros, like we've been going through a lot this period, this year. Like a lot of us. So like it hasn't been easy, especially to keep up with stuff, music, everything. So it's just like to for one, like I said, two, I was expressing myself more with my production, and I was getting more into the habit of like just giving myself that space to really bring out my style, and no better way to do it than to produce my own stuff because it'd be me as a whole. So doing it, you hear the concept is you're within my mind, so like you literally express, like you experience what emotions I felt, especially like with Drive Through, Karu, like. And Stranger Things, Blue's Clues as well, like all of it, literally. So like because the thing, even like I've taught, Y-Axis. Yeah. It's like me and him, we've been boys for a while too. And he's the only
what's the song you just have together?
We have two.
Wigwam, isn't it? And
we have Wigwam's already performed our first show, but like we have Jackie Chan and Dirty Boob. We have some unreleased stuff. We have a couple unreleased stuff, but like he's the only like other artist I know personally besides Chris Cobbs that like produces their own stuff. Yeah, and like I remember we were talking because he actually came up to London, and before I've been to his house so much times. Yeah. Shout out Wax's mom, shout out Paula, because she gave me so much life advice. Like she gave me so much life advice. But while we were there, because I think he was the only him and Michael. He had heard Blue's Clues, just the production though, and I can't remember who else. They were the only people who heard like some of the beats, just the beats on its own. And like I remember me and him when we were at his house, we were just talking. It's just like because we understand the concept of like if we think anything we think about, we can literally, because we've I guess got so much experience. I've been producing since like 2014 now. Yeah, since 2014. People don't know that, but like it was only like last year I actually made a song. Yeah. But like we know how to like just if anything that comes to our mind, we can make it. Yeah. We can make it physically, and like I use it to my advantage. And just experimenting and spreading out. So like when you listen to Drive Through, you feel a bit anxious or whatever, or like you get a bit angry, you feel like scared or whatever. Blue's Clues, you might feel a bit more like in your chest. I don't know. I feel like subconsciously I know how to target where.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because like I'm listening to it, so I imagine myself like, where is this in my head? Like where does this stick? Like where do you feel exactly where does it resonate? So like stuff like Stranger Things, sometimes I can't listen to my stuff because like it does make me like I won't lie, like there was a period like literally was it I think Mark, remember when Tim came? I'm not gonna say her name. Yeah. I talked to Jeremie and Michael about it, but like it was a couple weeks before. Actually, it was before we went to Paris. My ex came down, and like the thing is like with a lot of my songs that relate to girls, it's like sometimes it's about a specific one or it's about all together, and like that one is like it was a mix of her and another ex, and like I just remember like because I hadn't seen her in like 3 years, like literally, and we didn't end up stuff in a bad note. But like it wasn't the best, and I did feel like shit because I knew what I did. She knew what she did too, in a sense. But like, so when I met her, it was like it was a resurgence of feelings I felt in a weird way. I didn't want to be close at all, but then I felt like such a prick because, like, for one, what happened was, fuck you, Charles. Like, I literally woke up that day and my friend calls me, like, it was like Sunday, so I was meant to go to church. I didn't see him, but like he's like, no, like, and I was like, oh shit. So I missed the call, and like I tried to call him back again. Eventually he called. I was like, no, so like, because the way he was trying to reach out to me, I was like, what's up? You know what I mean? Especially around the ends, like someone's reaching like what's going on? Like,
even ringing you nowadays is like, just text me, like, you know.
Exactly. So for someone to call you, be like, especially like some of us, like, we just be a bit panicky.
I'm just checking the cameras.
And like I was just. Oh shit!
These cameras basically every 25 minutes you have to like reset them. So like you were talking some good shit. I didn't want to stand up. I didn't want to jump in.
I can't forget it. Honestly, I can't forget. Unfortunately,
but
I was what?
Charles.
Okay, so yeah, my boy called me and like just the way he was calling had me, because you gotta like realize I just woken up.
Yeah.
So like I was already like half asleep, and two, then when he called me, I was just like, you know, I'm still half asleep. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So then he calls me like, no, because he's calling me in like a hurry. I'm like, what's up? Eventually he calls again, and I pick up. And then he just like, I was like, Charles, what's wrong? And then he just passes the phone. I just hear, hey. I'm just, my heart just stops. I'm just like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Because like, it was my ex. And I was just like, and then, cause she knew what she's doing too. She's like, I was like, hey. And then she was like, do you know who this is? And I was just like, yeah. Dude. And she's like, what's my, who is it say? I just didn't want to say it. It's like, I just said her like her other name, like most people don't know.
Yeah.
And like she's just like, oh, where really? So eventually, like they come over to my estate, my ends, and like we meet up. I was just like, damn, how did this happen? But like, so
not what you had planned for the day.
I didn't. I just woken up.
Oh, stop.
When I wake up, I'm still half asleep for like an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was just like, fuck. But like, so we went out, and I was thinking, okay, it's all right. I'm with him and her, so we'll be chilling for like most of the day. But what happened was eventually he had to go to work, and I was just like, oh, you're really gonna leave me alone, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, you know the way like a lot of people have that ex. This was that ex for me. So I was like, fuck. But and I knew someone was coming, but I didn't know when. So like eventually, we're together, and we go to like the shisha place. And then she's just like, you know, I'm gonna talk to you, right? I was like, fuck. And
not
then,
in the mood.
yeah, so I was like, why? I just looked. I was like, why? Like, what did I do? What's it called? Eventually, we're just chilling. We're talking. We're catching up. Like, we both gone through like a lot of stuff. So it's just good to like talk and like let each other know like where we've gone, like what, you know, what just like how we're progressing as well. But then eventually she just started ripping into me. I was like, fuck.
You know what I mean? That way. It can start out.
I swear, I was like, he's like, you were a dickhead to me. I was like, oh. I was like, why? But I was like, but you were a dickhead too. But like eventually, like two of our other friends came, and like it was like, okay, calm, cool. And like so like towards that end, you know, like I'm one of those people, like I said before, I've been a heavy loner. I still am a loner most of the time. But like eventually my social battery just kind of ran out, and I just like there's only like literally one other person I could connect to, because I feel like we were just like on the same wavelength, and what we were talking about was just, you know what I mean? So like I didn't want to be outside. By talking to him, I didn't want to be outside anymore or talk to anybody. So like I was kind of a bit distant. And then like eventually I was saying my goodbyes, and I just remember like I dapped him up, I dapped my other mate up. And then when I came to her, I gave her like a 1 second hug. Like it was so shitty of me, and I just thought about it, and like it wasn't until like 2 days after, because like one of our mates had a barbecue, and I just like so it kind of took my mind off it. But then like the next day,
once you reflected on it, like,
hit me like it hit me like literally 3 a.m. I just broke down. I broke down. And I just remember going downstairs and going to my sister. She's like, what's wrong? I'm just like, I'm bawling in tears and shit. I try not to cry now, but like, and then like, I was like, I don't know what to do, because like I didn't know what I was feeling like, and this is where music comes into.
That's what I mean.
Like,
I was about
what
to say,
triggered
like,
it, because like I was listening. What triggered it was Blue's Clues. I was like, why the fuck did I listen to that song? Because like it was, and Blue's Clues is about a girl like that. So like when I listened to it, just kind of sparked it up. But like, then what really just the tip of the, like, you know what I mean, the icing on the top was ironically Praise the Lord by Skepta and A$AP Rocky. I know Skepta produced that, but there's just something about like the production with the flute. It just touches the heart. And then when he says it rains, it pours, it just came out. And then I felt so fucking pathetic.
That's the thing. Like music plays, especially for like a lot of us, and how we grew up around Blanche, and like the one way we learned how to express ourselves, like. Because like I growing up, I didn't have a musical bone in me. My older brothers and sisters, like they're actually my cousin, but they're like my older brothers and sisters. They came up before me, and like they were all musical. They sang in the church choir. They did this, you know what I mean? They had their bands and all. And I was just the one who's like, try sing. And like I had that shitty ass voice that you literally could not listen to. But then now I'm the one that does music, and none of them actually do anything anymore. And like it gets to the point where it's like my emotions depend on what song I'm listening to at a certain time.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like this was like I literally didn't tell anybody about this, but I only told my older brother like early on this week actually. What day was it? What day was it? 24th. 24th was Tuesday. Tuesday was it? I was in work. Like I work in JD up in Grafton, just there, and I was working. I was in the basement downstairs. I was working on delivery on footwear, and because the stockroom is downstairs. And like just listening to music, like shitty reception, so Spotify wasn't working. So I went on
the radio. Or
it was so I didn't bother to listen to that. So I just had my own Android, which has a lot of songs on it. So I was just playing that, and like it just hit one particular song.
And the worst part about that is if you have that downloaded, you only ever download the music you really fuck with, or you really had like an attachment to. Like, you know, that's probably
it. Literally hit me like a fucking train wreck downstairs. And then like I looked at my watch, and I was like, I seen it 24th, and like fucking broke down crying. Do you know what I mean? And the thing was like the people in work did not know what was going on. It's like this was somebody was like 5 minutes ago was perfectly
fine,
calm, you know what I mean, cracking jokes, you know, just laughing and all. And then the next thing you know is I hear one particular song, and I'm literally in tears, completely gone, to the point where it's like it was literally like I think like if you felt uncomfortable being beside me, because like what are you gonna do
what are you gonna say
that's like that in that's in that position, you know what I mean? Like finally I managed to calm down. I called my older brother, and he was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, bro, do you know what day it is? And he's like, is it the kid's birthday? Because like it was actually my younger cousin's birthdays. And I'm like, nah bro, it's the 24th. And he's like, oh shit. And like, because that's on the 24th of March is when we buried my older brother this year. And it was just like 4 months since then. I like literally just hearing that one song just completely crushed me all together down there. And like we get to the point where it's just like like depending on what song we listen to,
100%,
it literally it could lift our spirits to the point where it's like we feel indomitable, as if nothing can physically touch us,
or the complete opposite.
It completely just crushes us. Like last year only we were listening to, remember when X dropped?
I was just about to say I've been listening to so much X like this last like 2 weeks. I've been the start of summer for whatever reason. I never got into Peep before he died. Like before he died, after he died, right? And then it was like a couple months later. I didn't want to just jump on because he was dead, you know. So I gave it a bit, and then I got real into Peep. So all this summer, even though the weather's been banging, I've been listening to like Peep the whole time, right? And then X died, and like we recorded a podcast. It was episode 4 of the podcast. I remember we were in here, so all that shit probably happened while we were recording. Because we got into Chris's car, we were driving home, and like I checked Twitter, and it was Yeezy Mafia. And I have them on Tweet Alert, and they were like Rip X, and I was like, oh, what did he do? Like, did he do some like controversial shit? I thought he like rip his career or something, you know. And then I see like I go onto the trending thing, and I see like some videos, and I'm like, oh, that's his I8. That's not good. Like, you know what I mean? And like, so I've been listening to X ever since then. That's been like a month or whatever. So I think the way you were saying, like one song, even like I've just been I go through like big phases where I only listen to like Peep, or I only listen to X, or I only listen to one type of like genre, even, you know.
I feel like more so it's easier to connect with what you understand. You feel me? Like I was definitely, I've been one of those kids who I guess were like you know, I've been very like emotional and aggressive and stuff like that. So like it's no surprise that I grew up listening to stuff on Kerrang, or like really like obnoxious,
listening to rock and all as well, rock, Slipknot,
like even just like the rappers too were always aggressive. DMX, Eminem. So like it's like what you understand, and it just you can be, because I was like, was that 9 or whatever, listening to that stuff, but it's just like it spoke to me because it was real. And it's the same way now, like, because even like with Lil Peep, I had been onto him since like I think 2016 2016, 2017.
Like Hellboy and
like it was like what got me into him for sure was Beamer Boy. Like I've always wanted to do like a cover of Beamer Boy, but then when he passed, like, because things like I remember like Jesse Rose. I remember like he was staying with me like he was staying with me for like 2 weeks back in London like last year, and I remember like I kept on telling him like I really want to do, and even one of my bros Luke Green. I was telling him like, oh, if you just like play like, because I play guitar, but like I don't know how to play guitar and sing at the same time yet. But like I was like, if only you just do it and just like do a cover, because I connected with that song. Yeah. And then when I seen that he passed, it just made that much more of a, you know what I mean? It
exactly. Was that, it just makes it even like,
yeah. And even with like X too, because I remember back it was like late, because I actually found X like late 2015. People don't realize, but like I had this documentary called
the Unorthodox
Youth of Ireland fuck off. Anyways, it's a documentary.
That's how I first ever heard of you, by the way.
That's dope.
Because
No, the documentary was lit. Like
it did its bit.
It was controversial to some people.
Oh, you see the comments?
I see. I love the comments.
I don't know. I didn't know that was controversial.
I looked at the it's just because the thing is like, oh, you got a bunch of niggas like doing this. You know what I mean? It's just like,
where where white people
culture. You know what I mean? But things
it's only one way or the other. You know,
it's like because even like now you see Jack there, you see Eric there. It's people who I'm surrounded by and people I know. Because the thing is like, before I did shooting, Michael's my witness. I went up to people who I knew were doing stuff, and I just wanted the whole idea was to give a platform. And just, you know what I mean, bring everybody in. But hey, it's another topic. Anyways, I was saying that what's called with the documentary, people don't realize, but I put X on that for the realist movement. It was his song Gnarly Bastard. He's like, I'm out of options. Like that's where like that was the first song I ever heard from him. And I just heard it, I was just like, fuck. Because like I've always been like, I got deep into the since Sweets XLB when he got me into producing. That was my introduction to like
all the LA stuff, probably.
Not LA, but underground itself. Like I understood there was a sound that it had. So like it was. I
suppose X would have been Florida anyway.
Yeah, it was like because I know the whole thing with like Raider Clan and ASAP Mob. I've been like deep into them too, but I didn't know how deep it was until I met XLB. So he gave me the understanding of like the sound, just true production, just because he was a mentor to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Altogether. But then I remember like I was talking, like obviously I was like talking as you do. I was talking to people on Facebook and stuff, and one of my friends, Jody Mac, like she put me onto Bones, and like it was from there, and then like it was Bones. She put me onto Bones and Death Grips, and from there that's when I was like, I heard his song Dirt, and I was like, fuck, like it resonated with me. And then like even like Death Grips, I don't know, it was like what one was it, but he put like weed and money in a washing machine, and it was it's very it was just different. I was like, what the fuck is this? But like it was my introduction to underground, and since then I had always like known and paid attention, and then eventually I stumbled across X. And I remember like it was late 2015, like this is like near like Christmas time. Yeah. And then eventually I find Look At Me. I was like, you probably found my tweets somewhere. Exactly, like on you probably found the tweets of us on Twitter. Like literally I was like astonished because I knew, because I've always had an ear. Like whether it's picking up like an instrument, I always had an ear. So like when I heard it, I was like, this is gonna be monumental. Yeah. And then I remember the show I went to his house. I didn't show him Look At Me.
I remember Look At Me was one of those songs where when you heard it you were like, I need to tell other people about this. Like, but the thing was like, important.
But the thing was like, I actually showed him Sippin' Tea. And he was just, because the thing is like, me and him being like aggressive people.
I love it when they run. So like
it was shit. I didn't go too deep into his stuff until like later on. But like when I heard Sip Into Your Hood and Look At Me. Obviously I knew Gnarly Bastard, but like the Gnarly Bastard was a remix with him and Bones. So I was like, fuck, I fuck with this. But then I heard, like when I heard Look At Me, I was like, this is going to do. Like this was 2016. Like you can find the tweet somewhere. I don't know, it's too far back. But like I was like, this is going to be like, this is going to change music.
I know. For me, it was like that No Jumper interview as well.
Oh yeah. It was just it was something about the dude. Like I just knew, because like it's the unfilteredness, and that's why like even me, like I've always connected with like whether it's Bones, Xavier Wolf, like a lot of these other like a lot of underground artists, there's a rawness to it. You know what I mean? And the thing was like, even like one of my boys, like Rems Carter, he's based out in Berlin now and Germany. But like I remember like, because we were Tumblr kids too. So like I wasn't like a couple of my close friends, like you know, like Connor Diggin. He was a Tumblr kid too, him and Evo and stuff. Like there's a couple of us, so like I wasn't seen, but I was kind of emo type shit. I couldn't help it. I was emo hard type shit. I was emotional. So like like even like when Young Lean and shit came, I resonated with it. So like I always loved that vibe.
He's doing bits as well.
I swear, yeah. I still support him, but like, it was just like through Tumblr, it was definitely another gateway because I already knew Sweets in Cali in LA. I think he's in LA, whatever. Anyways, in the US.
Yeah, he's in somewhere.
And then like, but he was underground, and then I had like Tumblr, and I was talking to Jodie, and she was putting me onto like more like underground stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was
good that you had that connect.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been like, it was just natural. You know what I mean? It's just the person I am, and just like, and the person they were, we just clicked. Literally, we just clicked. So like, it was no doubt that I went into it. But like Tumblr, it really got me into the understanding of like that, because I saw like linkers like Reggie Snow and Ian Connor, like ASAP Mob, like we saw that happen. Like a lot of the waves that started, like whether it's even like the whole face thing like that,
I was
we were there.
For
like a lot of, you know what I mean? That's the thing, is like a lot of us, like even like especially me and Rems, like a lot of us low key started a lot of that shit. But like, I mean,
or at least the first on it back here. Like
we're in Ireland, so like you're not. You know what I mean? No, but like there's certain stuff here and there too, because he was really big into fashion. And like he was known like that. So like people hate, like he had people like loved him, people hated him. Touch. His was bigger. Connor's he also had his own, but Connor was like, he was a scene kid. I don't even lie. You know that Connor. But like what's it called? But like so like it was just like another, like at that time Tumblr was just another place to just if I don't know how to put it, because
start a wave almost.
You know when it's like Black Twitter and stuff like that. Exactly. So there was like an underground Tumblr. So
I got you.
You know what I mean? I didn't even discover Black Tumblr until
never
like
just get past the first
basically like
like literally
the first
couple of scrolls, I was like, nah.
Mine's just such a mood board. I never found anything really too interesting on that.
I won't lie, that's it though, because like you get into, you're like, what's so special about this? You log off, and then you come back and like, and then you just trap.
See, I was still repping Bebo at the time, so like I never dipped into Tumblr and all that. I was still on Team Bebo. Then I jumped to Team Facebook.
I think, but like that's the thing, because like I don't know how it was like back, it was Bebo's time ago, but like I think it was like around 2013, 2014.
I feel ancient.
That's right. 2013, 2014, like that's when like me and my like mates were like, some mates were already into it, but like that's when I got into Tumblr and then blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Just like after this whole conversation, I mean, we'll probably wrap it up soon because it's been like 40 minutes. But like,
that was quick.
Like I know, like everything though that we've been saying, like even I can relate. I'm sure everybody listening over here can relate as well. It's like, it's interesting how all this shit kind of like the energy just gravitates all these creative people towards it. Like when you're talking about like whether it be like everything that we've talked about, from like anime or like to the rawness of the people. Like that was one of the reasons I think I started the podcast, is because when I was listening to these underground artists, like with music, I hate those artists that are like too commercial, you know what I mean? Like super, like UK40, I just can't handle it, because it's like obviously so like Disney manufactured, you know what I mean? So I always loved, like, I love the way X is on that No Jumper interview talking about beating up people and stuff, because it's like you can tell he's just a dude, like, you know what I mean, and that's like his emotions. And so it's kind of the same with you and like everyone else I've had on this podcast.
I've calmed down though. I want, like, honestly, you can ask them, like, you know, I've calmed down a lot. Like I used to just
like this dude used to be crazier than he is. Like it's not even just like him. It's more about kind of like, like a lot of people always assume we always like crack jokes about it, but when we say that Blanche is the ends, it's like the actual ends. Like, you know what I mean? It's either you, like, it breaks you, or you know, you take what it throws at you and you keep walking through.
And the thing is, like, a lot of us
come out tougher.
You come out tougher.
A lot of us grew up around, like, because the thing is so mixed. You got like black people, you got Asians, you got Romanians, you got travelers, you got, you know what I mean? And a lot of us grew up, like, I grew up around, like, you know, the whole like knacker lifestyle. I was a knacker kid, I won't even lie. So like, you know, robbing bikes, finding people all the time. But like, I mean, shit, my mom's gonna say
statute of limitations.
Our local Spire knew us. Our local Spire knew us by names.
No way.
Oh no, actually, do you remember that? Were you there? Do you remember the time? There was a time one time, I think, like, I was like 16, and like, basically I was just heading out to chill with my mates, and one of our friends, Arsha, he got decked by some random man. We got the whole area and it was literally like a manhunt. We got the whole area to chase this guy. Like, literally, he was pure hopping over, like.
You saw him, you chased him, or?
I didn't see him, because like I was just walking up to chill with my friends.
You got the description.
I just got a call, and he's like, "Yo, Nonzo." I was like, "What?" It's like, some guy just came and punched Arsha. Like, what? I just started running. By the time I got, the guy was gone. And then, like, because obviously I'm not
the hood's on alert now.
I'm not like popular, but I knew a lot of people. I've always known people. So like just literally everyone would walk by, like, because what happens, I kind of finessed it. I was like, oh yeah, he punched me. So like so like everybody that, like, knew, blah, blah, blah. They started looking for the guy, like, oh yeah. A couple of them, like, decked him when they seen him or whatever. Oh, right. But then eventually it came to the point where it's like, I'm talking, there's like 20, 25 of us.
Yeah.
And like, we're literally chasing this guy. He was so fast. He's lucky. He was so fast. He was hopping.
More than 25 of you guys.
He was hopping over gardens and everything.
Like, Spider-Man, you know?
I'm telling you now, I didn't know this dude was fast. But then eventually, like, it came to the point where, like, we had this thing called the rat road. So like, we seen him coming up, like, all right, calm. So like, then we were just talking, like, all right, who's going up? It's like, I'll go. Yeah. So like, I go up here, and then like, I think like they've seen me angry, and like when I'm angry, I don't know. Something about me, that
different
shit.
Energy,
it's
like.
just exactly
aura.
Yeah. It's young magazine.
Yeah.
But what's it called?
Dark Magnus.
Yeah. That ass. Like I've calmed down, but like I'm trying to calm down. Anyways, like I just like I grabbed the guy in there. I grabbed him by his shirt, and I was like I just went like rage because the thing was like at the time like that was my brother.
Yeah.
You feel me? That was like, how dare you touch one of my bros?
Yeah.
So it's like. I was like, there's like, do you know what? Because the thing was like, he was only like, he was like 3 years old. He was only like 13, 14. Like, do you know
grown ass man.
He's a grown ass man, like 20 or something. And I was like, I was gonna deck him type shit. And then like, he was just like, no, man, I didn't. And then like, what sparked me even more, I just remember, because like we said, like the area, like even Mahoder, Ongar, all that used to be like really bad. It has its moments, like every 2 years it just goes bad again. But like I remember it was the year before, like the things like stretched in a year.
Yeah.
So like a year before, I was walking back from Milo's gaff, John, and like the guy just stopped. Like this, it was the same guy. It was the same guy. He stopped me and he was with like a couple of his mates, and he's like, he just stopped me. He's like, hey, you better give me your phone now. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And then he whipped out like was it a bottle or a knife or something? I was just like, he's like, I'll stop you now if you don't fucking. He told me to take off my clothes and shit. And like obviously I was like, I dead ass. I know nobody knows, not much people know this, but like what's called? I was like 15. So I was 15 at the time. So I was just like, what the fuck? So obviously it caught me off guard too. So I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? It's like, here man, please, I'm just trying to get blah 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 blah. And then like. Eventually, sound to the girl, like she came over. She's like, hey, obviously wasn't gonna like. Yeah, I didn't care. I was as if I'm gonna take off my clothes. I just didn't want to get in a fight because he had a weapon on him. So I was just like, fuck. And at the time, I was like, I'm younger, so I'm reckless, but I'm not stupid. So I was just like, I'm not gonna fight. And like, we have the guy stabbing for no reason. But the girl, like, just like, hey, what are you doing, man? Leave him, blah blah blah. And the thing is, like, there's other people just watching. But sound to the girl, she's like, and he just like, all right, man, I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking I was vexed, like, you know what I mean? But then I, like I said, like a year later, and this has happened, I just recognized him, and it just got me even more mad. I was like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, type shit. And then like, he, like eventually I was like, he's like, oh, please, man, please. And then he really saw like I struck in, like he saw he was just petrified, like he was shaking. And then he's like,
and you had a chance to like grow up.
Because he's trying to, he's getting me even more mad. Because the things I remember that I'm getting more mad. And then he's talking shit. He's like, oh, I'm actually younger. I'm getting more mad. You know what I mean? I'm like, at this point, I'm about to snap and fuck him up. But then like. He's I don't know what was in me. It was like it was half and half. I tried to balance it out, and I was like, because he's like, oh please man, I have to go home, please. I didn't do it. It wasn't me, blah, blah. And he's like, shut the fuck up. You're gonna call. And I was like, here. I was like, I go to one of my mates, Ruben. I'm like, Ruben, call Asher now. And he's like, he's like,
speed dial.
I was like, he's the phone was he calls like, is it? I was like, it's like Asher. He calls Asher, and he passes like, yeah, he's on the phone. He passes like, it's like, Asher, where are you? He's like, I'm at home. He's like, what you mean you're at home? He's like, I'm just eating, man. I was like. The guy, after everything we've done, the guy is chilling at home, just eating like. I swear, when I told me he was chilling, eating food, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Hey, come over here now, Joe. What are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've got the guy. He's gonna apologize to you." So like, eventually, like, he came. The guy took his time as well. He came down and he put like the dude. He apologized because the thing was like his mates were there. They watched it. Like, I mean. The amount of us that were there, as if
you're not gonna get involved in that kind of thing, you know?
Because if we dad came in, you can get battered too. But like, yeah, he waited, blah blah blah. He waited, he took his time. But in that time, I cooled down, I calmed down, and I was talking to him. And like, I was happy that too. Like, I matured in that sense where I didn't have to get physical. Which I guess it showed growth. So like, and the thing is like, ironically, with like most of my friends, I've decked at least one time or something. I fought with them. Every one of my friends, but that's the thing. Most of my closest friends, I fought. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's how. Like,
why Michael does.
but like, what's it called? Like, yeah. So like, I didn't have to. I guess I didn't completely resort to violence to speak to him. So like, and then by the end, it was like we were at like a mutual. You know what I mean? He understood what he did was wrong, and he apologized to my friend when he got there. doubt them. He's like, and it was cool. And then every time I seen him after, we were cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
Memories, bro. Memories.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely one of the most lit podcasts we've ever done, man. This has been insane. Like, we're fucking with this.
Feel guilty, low key.
If you like, and the thing is, if you like some of these stories that we've got to tell, it's kind of crazy. Is that we sat down. I think this was 2 weeks ago, last week or 2 weeks ago. We sat down and we like just chatted and we're reminiscing because like we know like there's like I won't lie, we know far too many people that are in jail, on the run,
something
that have something mad going on at the moment. You know what I mean? That you didn't expect of them, and all of this comes from that little area of ours. If you go from the likes of Mulhuddart to Whitestown, Blakestown, Cordova, basically D15 the entirety. You know, there's so much stories about it, and we sat down and we vibed and we chatted and we just kind of clicked on an idea. We're like, hey, why don't we give people an insight into what it was growing up? And this is something that I really want people to to look out for, is that we're gonna end up we're like in the process of coming up with another documentary. It's gonna be like a continuous kind of series of documentary, maybe one every year, maybe one every 2 years or something like that, just to kind of like show what it was, how the scene was like, the culture was like, what it is that formed us. Do you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people see us as we are now. A lot of people be like, "Oh, you're a respectful young man."
I mean, hey, did you see Longitude, my guy? No, security gave me a Longitude,
that's you at Longitude. But like for me, a lot of people have seen me and they're like, "Oh, you're such a respectful young man." You know what I mean? We've seen how you've grown up and all, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, like, you saw what was like, what was in the house. You know what I mean? You saw how I was like in the household, but you didn't see outside the household. You didn't see the fights and all. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, how's about we write a song? And like we're planning on kind of like just hitting up everybody that we knew personally that were from Blanche, and we're like, yo, let's have a sit down, let's have a chat, and you know, let's get your perspective, and we'll write that all down, and then when it's the right time, we'll release an entire visual and all,
because the thing is, like,
people can see.
That could be like a short movie, man.
Because the thing is, we have a lot of perspectives too. Because like people like how do I say it? Like a lot of us been doing stuff, but we've all kind of gone our separate ways. But obviously we come together. But like we've I guess just like timing, you know what I mean? Just God's time. We've just moved at a separate pace, separate time, you know what I mean? And like some of us had stayed there and continued to experience it. Some of us were like me, I had gone to London, so I was completely like cut off from it. Some of us like dibbled and dabbled, you know what I mean? So it's just bringing the whole, you know, everybody's
scene back together and bringing everybody in for one last thing to get going.
No, man, for real though, this has definitely been one of like our most lit podcasts. Like, I guess if you want to just plug anything else coming up, I know you just talked about that documentary.
So like Rage and Kill, Rage and Kill.
Something else? No.
Savage. Dodge. Anyways, Rage and Chill came out, and I don't lie, I low key promote that more. But it was the concept of like two halves of a project. So like Rage and Chill was, if you listen to like Stranger Things, towards the end is a play with the word Stranger Things, because like if you ever watch the show, your mind goes to the upside down. So like towards that end, it's just like it flips. But and that leads on into the next project I have coming out called Young Magazine. It might either August or October or September, but like this year for sure.
Somewhere soon.
And it's kind of like, I guess, like the darker side to you know, I guess Nonzus Magnus. That's why it's called Young Magazine. So
that's dope, man. I'm looking forward to that, because we'll probably have you back on here.
Trust.
Damn.
Quick heads up, it's your boy. Let's go with the actual stage name that everybody's actually gonna look up, and not just Jeremie. Because I think a lot of people always make that mistake of introducing themselves.
Shout out to Instagram.
Jeremie.
Links are in the description.
They go look for Jeremie on Instagram. They'll never find me.
Exactly.
So the name's J D'Angelo, or on Instagram it's official JD. But what we have coming up next is, I know it's been a long time waiting. A lot of people have been buzzing me since last year. I still get people heckling me about it. But the project is still called Sermons in the Street. You know what I mean? And it's just evolved as I've evolved with every kind of hurdle that's come through life.
Just gets bigger and bigger.
It gets bigger and bigger. It's getting its own identity, I guess you could say. So many songs have been added, so many songs have been stripped away. Just as I evolve as a person, so does the album evolve. Like, it is my ultimate goal to release that and to really show people what it is I'm about, because the whole album is basically about what I've tried to to do and create. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I told this to Nonzus before. Like I've always like. When my mother gave when they gave birth to me, I was given the name the Angels Rock. You know what I mean? And for me, my brothers are my angels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm the rock that's there to support them.
Yeah.
And Sermons in the Streets just kind of like capitalizes on that, and it tells people why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Why I sometimes go like 3-4 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? It's a couple of days in a row just so I can get somebody else's songs finished. Yeah. Just so I can like sit down and talk to someone and reach out to them. You know what I mean? I do it all so that at the end of the day, when one of us blows, we all blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah.
Like Eric, he hasn't put. He's been working on stuff too.
Yeah.
He's not gonna. He's too shy.
So Sermons in the Streets is what's gonna be, coming out, in due time. Have patience with me on that. In the meantime, I do have like a couple of stuff that I have planned. Me and this guy hit the studio in my house. As you know, he hit a topless, but we worked some magic for you guys. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't have a name for it yet, but it's either 3 or 4 song project. One of the songs is gonna be produced by him. You know what I mean? I'll probably get him on the mixing and mastering, so like you can expect something lit and amazing to it. Catch me at EP again this year. Still don't know what stage I'm on yet. We still don't know the whole details to it, but just know that
figure it out.
JD is gonna be there. We'll lock it down as usual, and
you guys say him as well.
100%. Jack, you got your photos in coming out. Yeah. A bunch of other shit.
We'll have another podcast.
That's
on that.
100%.
All of that.
Michael.
Yo, check out Chit Chat Dublin.
Shout out Chit Chat Dublin. Wait, where am I?
Chit Chat Dublin.
Shout out Chit Chat Dublin.
Hey, shut up.
That's it. All of that will be in the description anyway, so figure that out, man. Thanks a million for coming on.
It was a pleasure. It was a real pleasure.
Wait. Hold up.
Hold on.
Let me just do a little shameless plug. Shout out my boy Dennis Eganike. His YouTube is
Dennis is like Dennis.
Send me the link. I'll put it in there.
Shout out to all the G's on the scene doing the music. You know what I mean? Keep it real. We love it. We appreciate
Shout
you
out
guys.
to the team.
The block. The Yanks. Gang.